Oh, it looks like YouTube's working for me, but Facebook is not today. So let me just sort Facebook out. Bear with me. And live. There we go. Nice to see they're all talking to each other. Well done. Fabulous. Okay, so we are live on Facebook, the membership, and YouTube. Absolutely perfect. So, hello everyone. Hope we're having a fantastic evening. It's beautiful out there today. It's probably like 20, 21 degrees out, and it's, what is it, 6 o'clock? Very nice. Make sure everything's still going okay before I start. Otherwise, I'll have to start again. Fab. I think we're good. Fabulous. Okay, cool. Maintaining a beautiful garden requires a lot of time, effort, and resources. One of the most important resources, water. That's what we're talking about today. With water scarcity becoming a growing concern, it's actually a word for it, yeah, water scarcity, especially through the summer months, as we know, as we've been coming into summer. We're not even officially kind of in, we're supposed to be in summer now, but, you know, coming into summer, we've already felt the effects. So especially through the summer months, it's essential to adopt water saving practices in your garden. In this week's Natural Gardening podcast, that's what we're talking about. I am talking about how you can save water in your garden and the alternatives to mains water when the rain just is not showing up for you. So no matter how much you might rain dance in your garden, like a crazy person, the rain just does not show up for you. So here in the UK, as I say, we've had a good few weeks, months of really nice, dry, hot weather. It's been amazing, so I'm not complaining about it. It's been lovely. My vegetable patch has loved it, every minute of it. It's really flourishing. It's absolutely amazing. So the issue I'm having now is my water butts are dry. I've got 4 big water butts, quite a few litres involved in those 4 big water butts, and they're all dry. So we are struggling to find natural sources of water to keep the garden hydrated. Lovely. So it's always good to know the alternatives anyway to mains water, but and ways to save money as well when watering your garden. Plus, they can have beneficial effects as well on your garden and the ecosystem within your garden, which can have a year-long knock-on effect. So it can last all year, these benefits. So, excuse me, cough. So yes, it's always good to know these anyway, even if you're not going for a drought process, which we kind of are, which is dreadful, but you know, it is what it is. If rain is scarce where you are, these tips can help you, I'm sure. So here are some tips to help you save water in your garden and find ways to use alternatives to mains water where possible. Hopefully they will help you if you're going through what we're going through. We did have reports that rain might break in the next couple of weeks, so we will see. Hopefully next week, because I do need to fill the water butts back up. Our stream's even running dry. It's embarrassing. So collecting rainwater is a simple and effective way to save water in your garden. It's been happening. People have been doing it for years. It is quite an easy process. You can install a rain barrel, water butt, drum, whatever you want to call it, anything that holds water. Really, that's how it works. Anything that holds water. You collect the rainwater from your house roof, from your sheds, from your garages, any kind of overflow point from rain or any kind of overflow water. You can use it to water your plants, water your garden, everything, all of the above. So the benefits of rainwater is it's free, which is amazing. Besides the setting up point of the thing you've got to store the rainwater in, any guttering systems, things like that, watering cans. That's the only outlay you've got to have to use rainwater. But basically it's free, which is amazing. And it's free of any chemicals as well, which is, again, really good. So with tap water, you'd have chlorine and fluoride and things like that in, which they use to clean the water, to make it drinkable, effectively, taking the nasties out. Plants don't like those so much, can have a negative effect on plant life. So rainwater is free of these. So much more of a healthier option for your plants. We like healthier options where possible, most of the time. But if the options are not available, what are the alternatives? You tell me. Let me know in the comments if you have used or thought about using any of the ones I'm coming up with in a second, in the past, or if you are using them now. Let me know in the comments. I'll be interested to see. I'm going to have a drink before I get kicked off. Hang on. So it's nice to see everything's still working. It's positive. I don't know what's going on with Facebook. Why it wouldn't log on. It's fine though. It seems to be okay now. Let me know. Let me know if you can hear me or see me okay. If you are watching live, let me know in the comments. I have comments up on my screen here so I can see. So that's good. If you're catching on replay, a bit late, sorry. Apologies if you can't hear me, okay? But give me a hashtag replay and let me know you're all joining. Be good to know. So perfect. Right. So, alternatives. The alternatives to using mains water and water back water if the rain isn't shown up for you. So we have got a couple here. So cooking water. Water you use to cook your vegetables. Pretty simple, really. Potato water, cabbage water, general veggie water that you use to cook your vegetables in. This is not only great for watering your plants, once it's cooled, obviously. You shouldn't have to say it, but I do. But it's fantastic for feeding your garden as well. So when cooking let me rephrase that. When cooking your veggies, some of the nutrients always gets leached out into the water as they're cooking. It's just a matter of the process of the cooking process. So the nutrients get stored in the vegetables, get leached out into the water. Your plants will make good use of these nutrients, and different vegetables will provide different nutrients as well. So out of the potato skins and that sort of thing, all the nutrients will get leached out and left in the water. If you then use this water to water your plants, the nutrients will transfer through into the soil. So that will feed the soil, the ecosystem within the soil. So all the nutrients and all the organisms that live in the soil will get from that feed as well. And it will go up through the roots and into the plant. So that will feed your plants as well as keep them hydrated. So that's a really good multi-use, if you like. So the tap water, which has been used to boil your veg, or part of boil them what you want to do. So boil your veg has been then converted and upgraded into a usable and valuable garden feed, helping to hydrate and feed your plants after every meal. So one very good use of wastewater. The disclaimer on this one though, if you salt your veggies, salt your potatoes and things like that, when you're cooking them in the water, don't heavily salt them. I mean, you shouldn't salt them at all in the water. Try and season when you've done, because the salt in the water can affect the pH of the soil, and then it can affect the health of the plants. So if you're going to use the water on your plants, don't salt beforehand. Salt after, so the water is clear of salt. So a little bit of salt's not going to hurt, but just don't over salt if you can. So veggie water. Veggie water is really versatile for, as I say, for feed and for watering your plants. Whatever you're cooking, absolutely fine. So, talking wastewater, grey water. So you've heard of grey water, I'm sure. So water taken from washing up, washing machines, showers, baths, that kind of thing. So this is very useful. This is very useful. My words aren't working today, I apologise. This is very useful in a time of drought. But this water, although it can be provided in volumes, especially from a washing machine or a shower or a bath even, in volumes, should be used carefully and sparingly. It will still contain sort of detergents and cleaning products as well. So this can damage your plants in large quantities. So this is why you should use it sort of sparingly. If you catch your washing machine on the rinse cycle, it's going to have a lot less chemical in it, if you like, a lot less of the cleaning detergents and cleaning products in it. If you use more of an eco-friendly washing liquid or powder or anything like that, that can also break down quite quickly in the soil. So that could be better as well. So there are like flips to this, so it's fine. But yeah, if standard detergents like Persil's and things like that, cleaning products can damage the plants in your garden when you're using it to water. But the soil can act as a very effective filter as well. So that can remove an awful lot of different products, chemical and detergent products, if you like. So even the water just for your plants to take up. Again, use it sparingly because the soil will store these detergents and things as well. And then it will affect the ecosystem within the soil, and then that will affect your plants. So it is really good to use. But as I say, you want to be careful with it. If you can, try and use it as the rinse cycle, or if you're having a shower or bath, try and use those waters a little bit less chemically if you can. So the residual product left in the water as well, I've just written this in my notes. I don't know why I didn't write it in as a full feed, but that's fine. The residual product left in the water from the detergents and things can also, on occasion, depending on the products you use and if they're not biodegradable but they're eco-friendly, can actually act as a feed for your plants as well. So giving them a little bit of nutrients as you water, kind of like the vegetable water when you're cooking, the cooking water. They can provide a little bit of nutrients as well. So this can help to support your plants in your garden and the soil that they grow in. So that's good. So yes. Right. With these alternatives to saving water, saving rainwater in particular, what else can you do to support your garden if the rain doesn't show? So mulching your garden beds. Let me have a drink, hang on. I'm trying to prevent myself coughing, so I'm going to drink a bit more. So mulching. I've spoken about mulching many times, so excuse me if I sound like I'm a broken record. Mulching is really useful when for many different things, particularly in your garden beds to help retain moisture in the soil. It helps to reduce evaporation and manage the temperature of the soil as well. So layer of organic mulch, such as like straw, if you've got any leaf mulch or anything going on, homemade compost is perfect for it. And I use grass cuttings quite often as well because they're readily available this time of year. We're cutting the lawn quite often and to try and keep it under control for dogs. And so we use the grass cuttings as a mulch. I use them in my veg patch quite a lot as well to break down to feed the veggies. So that's quite good as well. This will help, as I say, suppress weeds as well. Extra there, fantastic, and regulate soil temperature. So it's really useful, especially this time of year, to help support your plants and the root systems, which is really important. So if the root systems get damaged or they get too hot, they start to dry up, they break. This is going to affect the plant itself. That's their source of getting nutrients. They can get so much through the leaves from the sunshine, but if the roots are damaged, they'll die quickly. So you want to support the roots as best you can. Mulching is good. So using drip irrigation, it's like ericaceous, but irrigation all at once. Use drip irrigation. Drip irrigation is a water efficient way it's an efficient way to water your garden. And I'm trying to say, it's an efficient way to water your garden. It's like you can have little hoses going around your garden, or if you've got veg patch or greenhouse, something like that, and it just drips and keeps watering. It delivers water directly to the roots of your plants, reducing water loss through evaporation, which is really good, especially when it's hot as well. And it prevents runoff as well. So when you overwater the garden or the soil has got hard and you've missed a day of watering or something, or it's been extra hot and you've got slight hardening to the surface and the water doesn't absorb very well, drip irrigation will prevent that from ever happening. So it's good. The drip irrigation systems are easy to install and can save up to 50% or around 50% of water compared to traditional sprinklers if you use sprinkler systems. So really good, very good indeed. And all the water gets to where it needs to be rather than everywhere else. So soaker hoses as well, they work really well, like the drip irrigation as well. So if you use soaker hoses, they're really good. You can kind of lie them through your garden, through your beds, and they just kind of soaks out through the wall of the hose. Really effective, and that just gets to where it needs to be. It doesn't overwater, it just continuously like consistently through the day just keeps feeding water out. That's a really good way of doing it, and it prevents evaporation and keeps the roots cool and keeps them hydrated. So watering your garden early in the morning or late in the evening, this is one that's is really good idea. I mean, it depends on your schedule, whether you do morning or evening. It's your preference completely, but the times of the days are crucial because these are the times where it's cooler in your garden. If you water at midday, you're going to cause a lot of damage to your garden. You're going to lose a lot of water for evaporation on its own. You're going to damage the leaves because the water droplets on the leaves, chances are you'll get water droplets on the leaves, because you do when you water. No matter how careful you are, the water droplets will then burn the leaves. The light will reflect through the water droplets, burning the leaves. Not very good. causing damage and attracting in pests and attracting disease, all sorts of the wrong things. So we don't want to be doing that. So if you water in the early morning, try and water around the roots, or early in the evening and try and water around the roots, you can prevent all of this. You prevent evaporation. Like with the drip systems, you're going to prevent evaporation. The plant will use the water. It'll get to where it needs to be rather than, as I say, burning the leaves, evaporating off, running off. It's much more effective in this way. So yes, watering the hottest part of the day can lead to water loss, evaporation and damage. Not so good. So it's really good to be watering early in the morning, as early as you can, before the sun sort of hits your garden if you can, if it's suitable where you are for doing that. Sun hits our garden quite early. It's like literally sun up and there's sun in the corner of our garden. So we've got to be really quick if I do it in the morning. I'm going to get up before the sun does. It's not going to happen. So I tend to do it in the evening if I can. So that's much more my speed. But yes, whatever suits you. So watering in the early morning or late in the evening. Yes. So I've lost where I am now, filling my notes. Excuse me for a second. So saving water in your garden is not only good for the environment, but also for your bank account, saving money, by adapting and adopting water saving practices. You can reduce the water bill. You can create a happy and healthy and sustainable garden, which is the key here, sustainable garden. Every drop you save is one you don't need to pay for in the mains water, which is crucial at the moment, the cost of water and the cost of everything else, to be fair, but the cost of water. Yes, so if they start saying to us we need to have a hose pipe ban in a minute, we'll be okay because we'll work it out. So that is it for this week. I do hope you've learned something and I've helped you out. If you have any questions or want to add any water saving tips, please feel free to post in the comments. I look forward to seeing all your tips coming through and answering your questions, obviously. If you have enjoyed today's show, wherever you're watching from, because they're all working, I can see them all ticked on here, so that's good. Wherever you're watching from, give me a big thumbs up. And if you're watching from the YouTube channel, Gardening Match Green Fingertips, hello. Thank you for joining me. Do all the YouTubey things for me. Like, subscribe, and share with your friends to support the channel, for one, to support me and support the channel, and learn how to grow and support your garden naturally. So I will call it a day there. I hope you've learned something. I hope you found this useful. Give us a thumbs up, like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. And I will catch you next week for another episode of Natural Gardening Podcast. See you later. Have a great evening. Bye.